Affirmations have long been a go-to tool in the personal development world, but I want to introduce you to a more powerful, authentic, and effective tool called Iffirmations. Whereas affirmations are positive declarative statements that we're meant to repeat, Iffirmations are questions that actually prime our subconscious mind for creative problem solving and gently open us up to greater possibilities and curiosity. They're a compassionate and effective way to help us shift our mindsets without requiring us to engage in toxic positivity or spiritual bypassing. And my favorite part about Iffirmations is how they feel. Affirmations always felt sort of cheesy and inauthentic to me. And sometimes when I'd do affirmations, I'd encounter a little resistant voice in my head arguing with these affirmations like, "You're loved and worthy? Says who?" But Iffirmations don't create the same inner tension or psychological backlash because they're more genuine and they don't require you to pretend that you believe in things that you don't actually believe deep down. So try Iffirmations with me now, and I think you'll see what I mean. Taking a breath, just scan your body and say the following affirmations. I am worthy. I am safe. I am loved. Things are always working out for my highest good. How do those statements feel in your body? Great. Now try them as Iffirmations. Scanning your body. What if I am worthy? What if I am safe? What if I am loved? What if things are always working out for my highest good? How do the Iffirmations feel in your body? What differences do you notice in how the affirmations feel versus how the Iffirmations feel? To me, they're gentler and more effective, and they feel expansive. But pop your answer in the comments, and let's dive a little deeper. Welcome to Somatic Healing Meditations, the podcast that helps you regulate your nervous system, deepen your healing journey, and feel better in your body. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm Karena with Hello Inner Light, and I'm a trauma-informed emotional healing coach who's here to help you heal the old emotional wounds, subconscious blocks, and self-sabotaging core beliefs that are holding you back from living a life of authenticity and joy. So if that's the kind of content that you need more of in your life, please subscribe to this podcast and join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self. In this episode, I'm going to expand on why exactly Iffirmations are more effective than affirmations and how you can use Iffirmations to further your healing journey and personal development in a compassionate and authentic way. This episode is brought to you by my upcoming transformational workshop, Break Through Your Blocks and Become Who You Were Born to Be. This workshop is all about learning how to work with and heal the resistance and internal blocks that naturally come up in life when we're expanding. Instead of warring with our blocks or letting them keep us stuck, I'm going to walk you through 3 effective mind-body techniques to help you lovingly understand and transform those blocks so that you can move forward towards your goals and dreams with more peace and joy. The information to enroll is in the show notes, and I hope you'll join me. So what are Iffirmations? Iffirmations come from the world of havening techniques, which I have another video on if you're interested, and were originally developed by Tony Burgess, one of the head trainers for havening techniques. Tony noticed that we innately have the tendency to come up with what-if scenarios in our imaginations, but we often accidentally use this tendency to drive ourselves crazy. We constantly think things like, what if something goes wrong? What if I fail? What if something bad happens? And this increases our worry and holds us back. So Tony's idea was, what if we use this innate tendency our brains already engage in to uplift ourselves? What if we prime our creative imagination with possibilities of love and success and well-being instead of worry, stress, and failure? So he suggested adding the words "what if" to statements of things that we desire to be true. Like, what if something goes right? What if I succeed? What if something good happens? And this is where Iffirmations were born. And Iffirmations have proven to be a brilliant and authentic way to create a bridge from where we are to where we want to be. Iffirmations can help us open up to greater possibilities in our lives and can help us find intrinsic motivation, solutions to our problems, answers to our questions, and compassion for our doubts and our struggles. They're a gentle way to move us forward without trying to rely on affirmations that so often feel like sugary sweet lies. So why should you try Iffirmations? One reason that Iffirmations are so effective is a process called instinctive elaboration. When we're asked a question, a part of our brain automatically begins to search for an answer. So when we begin to ask ourselves questions like, what if I can handle this? What if I'm more capable of this than I think I am? Then part of our brain subconsciously and automatically wants to find the answer to those questions and begins to scan everything we know for answers. So when we do our Iffirmations, we're basically assigning parts of our brain to look for evidence of why these questions might be true, which can be really powerful. There's also a concept called interrogative self-talk that researchers have shown works better than positive self-talk. In one study, researchers took two groups of research participants and asked them to solve a bunch of anagrams. But before they did the anagrams, they either affirmed, "I can do it" for 1 minute, or asked themselves the question, "Can I do it" for 1 minute? The Can I Do It group solved almost twice as many anagrams as the I Can Do It group, leading the researchers to conclude that asking ourselves questions may help us find more intrinsic motivation and help us accomplish our goals. So when we're struggling with negative self-talk, positive self-talk may not be the answer, but interrogative self-talk, like Iffirmations, may be much more helpful. Iffirmations are all about potential and possibilities. They invite our minds into a world of curiosity. We don't have to agree or disagree with them like affirmations, but we can explore them. We can feel into what feels true about them and what doesn't. And they often lead to more helpful questions. For example, the Iffirmation, "What if I could love myself more?" might bring forward more questions like, what would that even be like? How would I act if I loved myself more? What does self-love really look like to me? These questions can take us into a world of expansion and reflection. And one of the biggest strengths of Iffirmations is that they don't require us to be inauthentic. So affirmations can be useful when we affirm things that we already believe or at least mostly believe. But when we say things that we don't believe deep down, affirmations can create resistance and feelings of failure or shame in us. This is a really important aspect of somatic healing. We just can't lie to ourselves without creating tension within our bodies and our subconscious psyches. The truth is that forcing ourselves to be positive is actually a negative experience deep within us because it requires us to repress and deny large parts of our very real and natural reactions to life. This repression makes truly healing our emotions and connecting with our authentic selves much harder. Plus, the feelings that we repress continue to live in our subconscious, creating more tension in our bodies and more barriers to self-acceptance and healing. On the other hand, Iffirmations generally feel authentic, expansive, and relaxing. We're not forcing ourselves to believe anything parts of us don't believe. We're not denying or judging ourselves for struggling or doubting. We're not boxing ourselves into little mental prisons where we expect ourselves to only ever feel positive. We can be real and flawed and confused and vulnerable and human and still move ourselves in the direction of where we want to go. They don't deny our current reality, they help expand it. And my favorite thing about Affirmations is that they can help us move towards more self-acceptance and compassion. We've been so conditioned to judge ourselves when we're struggling and to run away from our feelings, but Affirmations help us accept our current struggles while leaving room for growth and transformation. And this compassionate acceptance of ourselves and our feelings is foundational to real growth and transformation. Plus, it feels lovely. So try some Affirmations for self-compassion with me now. We'll do havening along with this exercise to make it even more soothing and effective. So rubbing your palms together, ask yourself the following questions. What if I can soften my heart towards myself today? What if I can start to accept myself where I am and as I am? What would it be like to understand that I'm a work in progress and that's okay? What would it be like if I learned to honor myself, imperfections and all? Now rubbing down your arms from shoulder to elbow, just going down. Who would I become if I could release my self-judgment and foster self-understanding instead? What if I can become a steady source of love and compassion in my life? What would it be like to stop apologizing for being myself? What if I can have my back even when things are hard? Now rubbing your face, cheeks, or forehead. What if I can be patient with myself and my journey? What would it be like to show up for myself more lovingly and embrace myself and my feelings? What if self-compassion is my best route forward? What if I truly and deeply deserve compassion? Now finishing this sentence. What if I truly and deeply deserve compassion because? Letting go of the havening touch whenever you're ready. How do those affirmations feel to you? Remember that you can make affirmations for any goal, dream, or desire that you have, in addition to using the affirmations for self-compassion I just guided you through. All you have to do is create what-if statements about the outcomes and the feelings you'd like to experience. Speaking of that, I'm going to be creating a bunch of affirmation meditations for this podcast coming up. What topics would you like to see me create affirmation meditations about? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining me for this special episode of Somatic Healing Meditations. If you liked this episode, please subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And remember to join me every Friday for this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more authentic and embodied self.